If you're watching this video to learn these specific things, then feel free to skip to the time codes. If not, give it a watch all the way through. There's lots of good info on this one. Welcome to Nazi Zombies. No, not that Nazi zombies that got all self-conscious and changed the name to just zombies, followed by shifting away the focus from Nazis and more on the time travel and breaking the universe stuff. No, not that one. We're talking about the World War II one. No, not that World War II one. That game's name was World at War and just... You know what? Never mind. Don't ask me to compare it to any other zombies except for Treyarch's Black Ops series, because I never played any non-Treyarch zombies. Until now. So, let's compare. Right off the bat, you'll notice that this iteration favors jump scare zombies that constantly pop up at random times that don't really contribute to the round. The second thing that you'll probably notice is that the points are now jolts, and you can share them by hitting left on the D-pad. Alright Treyarch, take notes on this one, because going back to the bank every time my buddy needed cash was getting old the first time I did it. Many of the previous zombies perks make a return here, including Double Tap, Speed Cola, Quick Revive, Stamina Up, Electric Cherry, and they added a new perk that gives you increased melee damage. Some people may disagree and say this doesn't matter, but this game basically punishes you for not being able to speak German. Remember Quick Revive? Good luck calling it by its new name. Instead, your only option is to call it by the name that pops up when you walk up to it. Faster revive speed. Unfortunately, all the perks on this map get the same exact treatment. You gotta be fucking kidding me, Sledgehammer. If you're gonna rip off the perk machines and the perks themselves, at least be accessible about it and give them names that I can actually pronounce.
You're a cunt. You know you're a cunt.
Okay, rant over. When it comes to starting weapons, starting at level 10, you can change the weapon that appears in your hand when you start off, as well as altering your class sets to give yourself specialist abilities, such as a Shell Shock, which shoots a wave of energy out of you, or this one, that gives you a temporary supply of unlimited ammo. You can also add extra mods, such as the ability to carry 3 guns, essentially replacing the need to buy Mule Kick every match like in the Black Ops games. Now that's an idea that I can subscribe to. Speaking of, why don't you guys go ahead and hit that subscribe button right now real quick. Don't worry, I'll wait. One more thing you should know, you may have noticed that I didn't mention Juggernog at all in my list of returning perks. That's because there is no Juggernog in this version of zombies. Instead, you have armor that you can purchase for just 500 points. This adds up to 3 single-use hits of damage from zombies after your health hits 0 to keep you alive a bit longer. However, should you lose all 3 extra hits, you'll need to repurchase it, and each time you do so, it'll cost more than it did before. So the price will just keep going up every time you buy it, and supposedly it maxes out at around 10,000, according to my friend Commander here. Shout out to him, by the way, he helped me get some decent footage for this video. When you first start up zombies, the game will ask you if you want to do the prologue mission. A prologue/tutorial mission is something I haven't seen in a COD Zombies since World at War Zombies for mobile. Anyway, we meet our starting cast of characters here. They're all sitting in a room getting a briefing on their accomplishments, recapturing important works of art from the Nazis. First there's Jefferson, who seemed to be less concerned with all the heinous things that the Nazis did, and more concerned with how they hung their stolen art.
These bastards had a Vermeer hanging next to a Valkenburg. Sure, they're both Dutch, but wrong damn century.
Then we have Olivia, who's the moral good type of personality, just based on the one line of dialogue she gets here.
Your field work at Neuschwanstein led us to over 6,000 pieces stolen from private collectors in France.
The Nazis have taken so much from us all. This art belongs to the people.
Next up we have Drolston, the guy with the English accent so heavy that I had to listen to the same piece of dialogue twice before I understood it.
And who can forget the Merker's salt mine?
Yeah, I know what I did, but hold your applause. I'd rather try knobbing a rolling donut before I bust my arse with your pennies again. It's not worth it, mate.
Duly noted.
I mean, I get it now, you know, he's not thrilled with his compensation or the work he did. Something about the salt mines? Did he dig all these tunnels? That's the only thing I could think of. Lastly, we have Marie, and it looks like she's the reason that we're here in the first place. Her brother Klaus is missing, and the crew seems to think that exploring the bunker might give them some answers.
Is it just me, or does it seem that we're a wee bit late to the party? I didn't sign up for this shite.
None of us did.
But here we are, and you have your mission just as I have mine. To find and rescue the scientist who risked his life to get us this intelligence. Klaus Fischer, my brother.
Of course Drolston isn't happy with this. I think he's the kind of character that bitches about everything he's being ordered to do. Relatable.
My brother.
I'm in antiquities, darling, not search and rescue. Best of luck.
Then this gigantic monster must have gotten sick of all Drustin's bitching, because holy shit, he's going to kill them all. Oh, nope. Instead, he picks up the building they're standing inside and straight chucks it. When your character wakes up, you find out that you're playing as Marie, and you start crawling until you come across a battery that was attached to a random guy that plops in front of you and dies. When she grabs it, it instantly heals her. This is the game's way of letting you know that the entire rest of the game is going to be generally based around the concept of energy. From here, this section feels a lot like Slender, except if you were armed with a shovel. That is until you get to the farmhouse, where you survive for a bit, and then the prologue is pretty much over.
The town is just up ahead. I hope the others made it. Oh, and dear God, I hope Klaus is still alive. I'm coming, brother.
When it all comes down to it, there is a lot that Sledgehammer did get right when it comes to the Final Reich. Very much of this map is utilized properly for different aspects of weapons and perks. There's a lot to do in this map, and if you guys want to see a tutorial on how to do everything involving the 2 Easter eggs, yes, there's 2, I'll cover them in just a few days. So now that I've covered how zombies in this map and in the game in general works, let's talk about what you need to do to get yourself set up in the Final Reich. So when round 1 starts, you're going to want to earn 750 and then another 1,000 to buy the first door here, and then another door immediately to your left to access all of these valves that we need to turn. So there's this first one behind this $1,000 door, then there's another one just behind the armor location, and then the last one is way in the back, right by the entrance to the tunnel leading to Stamina. And yes, I called it Stamina. I'm not calling it faster running speed. It's just not happening. Anywho, once that's done, hit this button directly in front of the well, and the well should explode, releasing a horde of runner zombies that are on fire. A quick and easy method to defeat all these guys is to chuck a grenade as soon as they pop up, and because of their pretty low health, 75 to 100% of them should die in one shot. The next step is to jump into the well and run through this hallway until you get to this generator and hold the action button to turn it on. Once you have that done, you have to earn $12.50 for the bunker door. Finally, we're at the mystery box. I suggest for the low rounds, however, buying the Type 100 or another submachine gun off the wall to try to earn yourself some extra points per kill, cause you're gonna need them. Not to mention you're probably going to want something to protect yourself against these guys. These guys are called brutes, and will absolutely destroy your health if you get too close. When you shoot them, they will charge at you, so the trick is to get them in a wide enough space and get out of the way before you get mauled. He should take a few seconds to recover after charging, so that's your chance to shoot him in the back in his weak spot. Back on topic, you'll need 4,500 jolts to completely finish this next step of activating power to the salt mines and opening them to access the next step. Also, do yourself a favor, and in between rounds, make sure you turn this crank, as is necessary for a future step. Once the first 2 1,500 doors are open, you're going to want to make sure you're aware of the fastest route to get to these 2 switches. Once you flip one, make your way to the other quickly and the salt mine door should become accessible. Now you just need to drop that last 1,500 and you should be able to head down into the salt mine. This would probably be a good time to mention the bombers. There's a few of these guys waiting down here for you, and if you charge headfirst into them, you may need to start your game over. So tread with caution. The best way to pick them off is to quickly shoot them before they get too close, or throw a grenade to chain react the explosion from your grenade to the bomb on their backs. Also, if you kill them without destroying the bomb on their backs, it should drop to the ground, and you can shoot it later to kill a bunch of zombies in a single blow. Once down to the bottom, you'll need to hit the action button on this altar and sacrifice souls within the red circle until eventually you see a flash of red light indicating that this step is done. As soon as you see that flash, quickly run upstairs and you should see a crane that shines a red light down from the ceiling come out of the hole that we turned the crank for earlier. This is our cue to run up the stairs and push this button behind the Tesla gun crafting station to make the crane start to move. Then you just have to kill zombies inside of the red circle until your crane releases both parts of the Tesla gun through both of those first $1,500 doors that you bought. After you've got both parts, however, be careful because when you come back to build it, there should be a Brenner there to greet you. These flame-throwing fucks can chase you around and burn you kind of like the Panzer. They have a lot of health, so make sure you shoot them a shit ton. Grenades here definitely help. Once you've killed him, he drops a head on the ground which you can pick up and hold down the left trigger to shine a purple light out of. This bad boy is good for upgrading the Tesla gun and certain Easter egg steps, so if you plan on doing those, you're going to need to save this guy. Put him somewhere where you'll remember him. Okay, now you can finally pick up the Tesla gun. I just hope you're not picking it up late in the rounds, because past round 15, it's kinda garbage. Somewhere in the middle of all that, or even after all those steps are done, you're gonna want to open your way to Pack-a-Punch. To do this, you'll need to start out by hitting this button here, which starts the process, and then you'll need to find the 3 pipes throughout the map and go through them. The first one is right here in the main bunker area, the next one is in the laboratory area, and the last one is in the back left corner of the lightning rod area, which you can access through the spawn from here. Once you go through each one, there's a button that you have to push just to the right of each door leading back to the Pack-a-Punch area. Make sure you press all of these. Once you've got all of them, the Pack-a-Punch should be ready to go. Also, just so you know, any packed gun can have ammo purchased for it here for 4,000 or at its wall-buy location. Of course, as long as the associated gun has a wall-buy location, because not all guns in this map can be bought off the wall. In case you didn't know. Well, that's actually it, guys. That's the Newbie's basic guide to the final Reich in a nutshell. I'll make sure I cover the Tesla gun upgrades and both Easter eggs in a couple of videos coming soon. But in the meantime, guys, thanks for watching, and check out my multiplayer analysis and review video. Until next time, stay beautiful, y'all, and peace.